welcome back to the second part of our Den of Thieves. We have embarked, we have remained paused, so nothing has happened yet in the world. A couple things I did real quick during the break. I created 3 laborers, carpenter, mason. I created the outfitter who does all the metal work and leather work and cooking. These are just things that I want the increased value in for the items. So I only want my cook doing the actual cooking. Everyone else can help out with milling or brewing, but I only want this person doing the cooking. Outfitter, same thing. I only want my good weaponsmith making the weapons and the armor and the leather armor. In terms of tanning, I don't really care. In terms of running the furnace, I don't care. But I only want this person doing that. And carpentry mason. So I've set that up. I have disabled fishing, although someone is off to try to fish, because that's the first thing they do during the first tick, is to go find water, go fishing. It's just the way it is. I don't like it. And I set up so that only my farmer can do planting. Again, that's a skill-based item. I want to make sure that I'm getting the higher yield crops when I go to plant some of the seeds, which I'll gather locally most likely. Other than that, I've got one person designated the woodcutter, the expedition leader. He has no other real skills right now. He's mostly a hauler. And I got my 3 miners ready to go. As you see here, let's look on the map. Anyone else on here? Nope, no one is joining us yet. But that could always change quickly. I've designated, I think, only 1 tree to be chopped right here. And we'll slowly clear out trees carefully. When they're this close, some logs can get stuck up in the tree. And when you cut down the second tree, those logs can fall. The lumberjack will always lay down the logs from the tree that he is working on safely, but they'll fall to the easy level they can. So if I cut down this tree here, these limbs could be stuck in this tree. And when he cuts down this tree, those logs could fall and kill him. Heard a lot of stories about that recently, so we want to watch out for that. Looking around real quick, we see we got some strawberry plants. That'll be great to gather. Garlic, quinoa. I'll be looking for a kind of a cereal and a fruit. So the strawberry is what I'll go after. Foxtail millet, we can make beer out of that. That'll be good. Fisher berries are always a good thing to grab. Actually, we can grab those right away. Let's do that, just because I like me some fisher berries. You can usually find them near water. If we see any more of those, we'll grab those. Get a little far away. So we'll watch for those. In the meantime, I started carving out the tavern, right? So we're going to have a 2-wide entrance. It snakes around. We're really near the edge of the map here. But that's okay, because the tavern, the upstairs, does not need to be big. It is just a place for weary travelers to come in, get a drink, perhaps rent a room. Over here we're going to have the kitchen. And I've started to set up some channeled out areas where I can have a small farm and a refuse pile right here for bones and shells and everything else. So those we will cover over as we make some blocks. So the miners have their job, and I've even tasked that with dig out this tunnel first, do this big area here, then they can work on the rooms. We'll start hauling stuff inside as soon as they get to those areas, and I have to start digging down. But I want them to get this dug out so I can set up a meeting. I'll get everybody inside. Probably have a mason, if there's any rock here, make some basic doors. We got to wait on that. Over here, let's start, before we even unpause, we want to build a couple workshops. So workshop 1, I want a carpenter. Just build right there. Build it out of those willow logs we brought. And then I want a workshop. I want a farmer's workshop right here. Again, out of willow. That's just so we can start working on that cheese. So everyone will kind of have some tasks right away. Let's give the expedition leader just a few more things to do. He can chop down that tree. This tree's nice and alone. Any up here we can chop down? Let's chop down this tree. Okay, so looks like everyone will have something to do other than maybe the weaponsmith, but I'm sure he'll find something to do in a minute. So let's unpause. Everyone grabs things, gets off to work. immediately the farmer's workshop is set up. So we're going to go to work orders, tasks. We're going to make cheese on repeat. And when he's done with that cheese, I don't want to unload the wagon yet. We're not ready to unload the wagon. But I do want him to put the cheese into a food stockpile. So we go to accept, custom, food, cheese, all cheeses. Okay, so as soon as he makes the cheese, at least they'll put it there. He'll hang onto the barrels inside the farmer's workshop, and that's okay. Alright, let's let this go. What are you doing over here? My carpenter. Fishing? Probably fishing. Probably fishing. Of course he's fishing. And he'll finish up in a minute. Okay, they are digging around. A lot of sand. So not what I hoped for here, but at least they're going to dig it out fast. And at least we'll set up a meeting room fast. We'll have to dig down deeper to get to where we want to go. We're not going to get any stone out of this. I started getting a little bit of stone here. But you know what? This is going to be silver walled. So we will simply floor out the tavern later on. And we can still grave on that. Alright, he's making that. Carpenter's done fishing. I wonder if he got any fish. Be curious if he got any fish or not. Okay. Now, if you remember, we had brought some extra kinds of wood with us specifically to do some things. So first I wanted some wheelbarrows. Because once we start getting stone, we're going to want wheelbarrows. Repeat, and the wheelbarrows are the goblin cap. So he'll make 6 of those automatically. Then we want mine carts, which we're going to use for quantum stockpiles. We want to be small, we want to be compact. We're only going to have 15 dwarves. So we've got to be careful with that. We use black cap for that. And then we want to make beds. All the beds out of the, I think we brought some tower cap. Make 10 beds. So he's going to make all of that with no additional instructions while he works on that. And that'll be good while the miners finish out their work. Alright, and over here we can see we are working on cheese. We are making progress. Alright, got a cheese barrel. Look at that. Cheese coming in. They are digging this out. We have no stone. But at least it'll go fast. So, tavern's not going to be pretty at first. That's okay. Oh, might get a little stone over here. What's this? Limestone. Limestone we can use. Limestone will be just fine. Okay, as soon as they finish digging that out, we can go to the next thing. They are digging these out. These will be good for farms and refuse. Got some wood cut. Some people just hanging out. Unfortunately, we got to give people more tasks. Let's go ahead and cut down another tree. Tree. While we try to cut that guy and that guy. Alright. So, we have dug out these areas. They look fine to me. What kind of wood do we have? Persimmon wood. Lots of walnut. Persimmon. Let's actually go to stocks real quick and see what we have here, because we can start laying down a floor real quick while we have time. Time is of the essence, but we also want to make this thing look good. Logs. Got lots of persimmon. Lots of walnut. Good bit of oak. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. So let's see if we could find some more. That's a walnut tree too. Let's see if we can cut that down safely. Over here is a willow, apricot, oak, pear, bayberry, not what I'm looking for, pear, persimmon, bayberry. Let's cut that guy down. want to clean up this area here. I don't want anybody to kind of easily path down near the entrance. So we'll kind of clean that up a bit, for cleanliness sake. I also want those cleaned up, those cleaned up. And first and foremost, give me a nice path here. Cut that all out. Probably done with the farmers over there. So let's pause this. We're ready to start bringing stuff inside. To be careful. This is going to be refuse. I want to put some workshops over here. So let's start by making our still. Always critical. Might as well make it out of... let's make it apple wood. And let's also make... We made this still. We're going to need a kitchen. There it is, kitchen. Out of apple wood as well. And I want this to make... This here is going to be a food stockpile. Call this the main pantry. That'll give everyone something to do. They'll start bringing in all the foods we have. We still make a cheese. We're still making cheese. That's fine. For now, no, it's time to start digging down. We got to find some stone. Going to need stone. So I want to make the stairs downward over here. Let's see what that does. See if that finds us some rock proper. Loam, white sand, limestone. Perfect. Let's do this. Nice little landing. Then we can start building out what we need. So in the basement, we're going to need real bedrooms. We're going to need a training area. We're going to need an area where we're going to do all of our building and constructing of components, of weapons and armor. So let's build out some hallways here. First and foremost, here's the edge of the map, so I don't want to build too close to there. So let's just make this. I want to make it big. Start digging that out right away. Once they start digging that out, we can set up a mason shop. Okay, we got all the beer in here. We're done making cheese. We're still making cheese. Okay. Lots of barrels. Still make a cheese. Let them finish up making the cheese. In fact, we can get rid of now this stockpile. Bring it all inside. Slowly digging that out. Oh, still sand. Well, that's not good. Alright, stop there. Stop there, stop there. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not interested in carving out a bunch of sand. We go lower. We just go lower. Alright, let's try that again. Alright. Dig that out. Dig me a path. Start making me a room. I guess while I'm waiting, I can set up a quick stoneworker shop here. Grab the limestone nearby. Just got a couple doors up and put roofs on these. This can be deconstructed. You to make rock blocks. Rock blocks. Limestone's all we got. You just start working on that. Let's also drop down some beds so if somebody gets tired soon, they actually have a bed to sleep in. We will pick these up after we floor all this in. No reason to sleep on sand. You don't have to. But priorities. This area is going to be a farming plot. Set that up to go. I want to set up 3. 1, 2, 3. Done. And then I want to set up a stockpile here. Except that's going to be for refuse. But let's customize it. I also want all corpses. Okay, we're making limestone blocks, so we'll start getting those cleared out. How are we doing down here digging out our room? Excellent. What else do we find here? Some jet. That'll be cool. Make some stuff out of jet. Alright, so we're mid-spring. Let's go another 12 days. And then we'll pause and take stock and replan here. Got all my animals inside. What I need to do is get... Oh, good. They're using the refuse pile now. So they find anything inside, they put it in the refuse pile. But we're going to build our first quantum stockpile here. The first quantum stockpile, we're going to go to... Hang on, no, before I do that, where I want to floor, because we don't want to redo this. This needs 4. We're going to make a floor of... Let's go persimmon. Okay. I should probably just redo this. Construction, floor. I don't want anything to be growing there later on inside of our stockpile. Still working, all good. Almost done. Okay, so let's do this again. Build our first quantum stockpile of many. First, we just build a regular stockpile, except custom. I want all the refuse and all the corpses here. That way, if they bring in something they hunted, we can immediately butcher it up. Good. I now want to make another stockpile. We'll name that the feeder refuse. Now let's make another stockpile. Add 1 big. There, right there. Except custom again, same settings. All the corpses and all the refuse. All the refuse. Let me make sure I set this one properly. Refuse all. Okay, good. And then let's name this guy the quantum refuse. Good, and now we need to do a construction of a track stop. That's going to dump to the north. We put it right there. And we can make it out of, let's use another one of our persimmon. Keep things nice and good looking. Okay. Somebody's going to come and build that. They're all getting drinks. There we go. We're building that. Okay, that's built. We have a track stop now. So let's set up a hauling. A new route. You always want to name these. This is just refuse. Show me again. We're going to add a stop. The stop is the one stop right there. Now, what do we want it to grab? You want it to grab exactly what we just discussed. All the refuse and all the corpses. Okay. You want it to grab it from the feeder. It says feeder, so we know we're good there. You don't want any restrictions. It's just going to sit there and dump whatever gets placed in it. So get rid of all those. Done. And now we simply add one of the mine carts we made. And if this works well, somebody will bring over a mine cart. Good. And they will now grab these rat remains and put them in the cart, and that'll get dumped into the quantum stockpile. So we'll see if that works out. Got a couple people using beds. Excellent. That'll help keep them a little more energized. And we are all dug out. Awesome. All right. So let's pause here. We'll take a little break. We're going to plan out our next steps because we need to set up our production lines downstairs. See if we can start planting some seeds. We can't yet. We're going to have to find some things that we want to brew, get some seeds, and start making some farm plots. And then we want to roof in these to keep them safe. And then our mason needs to start building some doors. And I think we can start flooring this too. I don't know if I want to floor it in wood or limestone. Limestone will take a while, but we've got plenty of limestone, I think. And, oh, tetrahedrite, so we can do some copper work too. Excellent. What's this over here? All right, gems. So, let's take a break, and we will come back later on.